Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadToRoot.com. Solar's going crazy. The solar industry is going to consume twice as much next year of silver as they did this year, which was almost twice as much as the year before. But first, really interesting stuff. India just announced their imports of silver for November, and I had talked to the Metals Focus guy, and he says, that last month that they imported 60 million ounces, that was basically a one-off thing for wedding season and all that. And I said, well, we'll find out, right? 20 million, 21 million they imported in November. I mean, Metals Focus, literally, he said, we got India imports about 80 million this year compared to the 300 million last year. I have them clocked right now from the data that the Indian government released, 222 million as of the end of November. And whatever happens in December, I think they need even more because they're starting to build solar panels in India. So I'm thinking it's going to be probably 250, whereas Metals Focus and the Silver Institute has the amount of silver used in photovoltaics for this year. They have it at 161. It's actually 230. They have India. India gets factored into the jewelry and silverware for them. They had it going down 15% for jewelry and 24% for silverware because they're trying to make their numbers work. That's not going to happen. As I said, we could hit 250 million ounces going into India this year. And the reason they said the silverware and jewelry last year was so big was because of the 300 million. Well, now we got 250 when they were expecting 80 or 90. I think it said 70 or 80. It's just, these guys are getting everything wrong, and then the whole world looks at it and says, oh, there's not a problem. None of these calculations have calculated in all the silver panels that have been made and are sitting in warehouses. There is a massive glut. Over 100 gigawatts, supposedly, in Europe. They're starting to install them now, though. But these guys don't count it until it goes into installed. So we got literally a crisis in physical silver that we got to get these guys, Metals Focus and the Silver Institute, on the right channel. I mean, they do this for a living. They have people all over the world doing this. And they're not counting what gets made in photovoltaics but is sitting in inventory. And everybody in that industry will tell you that there's a massive glut of solar panels. Yes, solar companies are losing money, especially in the U.S., because of the way we structure all our tariffs and all that bullshit. But China is 240 gigawatts this year installed just by China, which was more than all of last year, the whole world, or somewhere close to that. Let's take a look. So last year was 252. Yeah, it's 260. Did I say 260 or 240? 240. So just this year, this capacity is largely driven by China's contribution of 240 gigawatts. Just this year, China did 240, and they said they're going to drastically increase it, triple it. So I'm looking at what? If they double it, it's almost 500 gigawatts, which is almost 300 million ounces of silver. You see where this is going? Something's got to give, and it's got to give soon. In case you're wondering, if the solar people, the solar analysts who analyze the markets are dead wrong every year. Every single time they're way low. You just got to put the pieces together. China's building a terawatt of capacity to be able to make a terawatt a year of solar panels, and they're doing it fast with TOPCon solar panels, state of the art, lots of silver. I really do think this is part of the war. I think the rest of the world is going to say, well, we can't really go after the silver market because it would look like we're being aggressive towards the United States' rig job. But if we have a reason to buy up every ounce of silver on the planet to save the planet, that would accomplish the same goal of destroying the banking cabal market riggers, and at the same time, you're going to save the planet. That's what's going on. I think this is a concerted effort. Whether or not they're using it in solar panels, I don't know. It sounds like a waste of silver to me, but why not just bring out some new technologies? That won't be till after the crash, after everything's revealed. This is happening now. So Metals Focus and the Silver Institute are going to have to come out with numbers on what happened this year. And I can tell you they're off by about, I can't even tell you how much. I don't know what they're going to be. When I was talking to him, he said somewhere around 180 for solar, which is way below what it needs to be, way below what was used, and not even counting what's in inventory. What was made, processed silver, the silver's never going back anywhere else, and they won't count it until it gets installed, and there's a massive glut. I would guess 200 gigawatts, maybe more. Nobody knows because of China. Maybe 300 gigawatts of solar panels, which is another 150, 200 million ounces. It is insane what is happening right now, and nobody's screaming about it, except me. Nobody's like saying, oh my God, this is insane. We've gone from, if you look at photovoltaics, 10 years ago, there was 48 million ounces. They weren't even breaking it out as something special. Now, last year, supposedly, we did 140 million ounces, but they're doubling, maybe probably tripling the amount this year. So where's that silver going to come from? We're not mining any more silver. We're mining less silver. It's being taken out of the criminals' hands. And at some point, it's just gonna have to stop. They won't be able to do it anymore because they won't be getting any silver delivered. I don't know what that point is. But the silver people should be screaming about what's going on in photovoltaics, what's going on in India. 220 million ounces of silver have been imported this year, with the 21 million just reported. And, Metals Focus was saying, it's about 80 million. What are you talking about? It's all the records are there from the Indian government. Go check it out. It's a great publication every month. And they tell what their exact imports are. Then you take this price, this is in millions of US dollars, divided by the average price per the month. It was about 23, and you're going to get 21 million ounces. And you got 60 million ounces last month. So India knows what's going on. They're trying to get their hands on as much silver as possible. This year, 222 so far. My guess is that after the TopCon announcement in December, they're going to kick this up even higher. They might even hit 300 million ounces this year, which is another 78 million ounces in December. Keep an eye out. This is something that's so big, and there's no stopping it, by the way. There is no stopping it. There's already, what is it, right here, 262 gigawatts of additional capacity that's already been outlined. That's for next year. That's just starting next year. They're going to put 262 in, which was bigger than the number in last year of the entire year. So we're going to triple this year with more silver per loading, even if you keep it flat. They're going to argue, it's got to be about 20 grams per kilowatt. It's got to be less than that. They're going to try to get it down. Like I saw Bank of America silver report. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. They must have been very embarrassed to put it out, or it was so obvious that there was so short silver they had to put it out. They had loadings of, I think, 10 grams per kilowatt. When everybody knows TopCon has taken over, that's over 20 just for TopCon. Anyway, also in India, another reason to celebrate, silver trading begins at IIBX, 3 million tons traded in 30 minutes. So a new silver market is here in India. They're hoping to do 1,000 tons, get the volumes up to 1,000 tons. They said no banks have been allowed in yet. I love that. Hope by the end of the next fiscal year, IIBX clocks triple-digit gold trading volumes up to 100 million tons, or 100 tons, and four-digit silver trading volumes up to 1,000 tons. Once the volume trading on IBX is strong, we will move closer towards price discovery in gold and silver. They're trying to make it so that India is the place we go for price discovery. Same thing they're doing in China. Nobody trusts the United States numbers anymore because we lie, we cheat, and we steal. So this is getting more and more attention. You're going to see more and more millions of ounces keep flooding into China and into India, and you can't stop it. By the way, for those watching, all you got to do is go to the news on things like PV Magazine or something, and all it is this new project's going 9.8 megawatts, 450 megawatt portfolio going in. Nova Scotia's largest utility scale solar facility is complete. DOE to fund liftoff of advanced conductors, advanced distribution management. Unprecedented solar and storage growth on the horizon with record installations and investments. I haven't read that one. I got to read that one. Guidance release for 45X clean energy manufacturing tax credits. Guidance release for record-breaking Q3 for U.S. energy storage deployment. Everything is saying this is a gold rush. The power generation business right now is a gold rush. There's so much power going in. And it'll be good power for 25 to 30 years. Yes, you're going to need batteries if you want, the maximum, because PV doesn't really create power at night, obviously. But it does during the day. And this isn't even talking about growth of the human population, which we're going to have to expand all forms of energy the way that we plan to grow. So I hope this is all making sense to everybody. By the way, none of these projections will work because silver's going to go from $23 to $23,000 and nobody's going to know why. They can say, well, we need it to save the earth. No, it's because it was price suppressed by the criminal bankers on the COMEX for 170 years. That's why it's going to go. Silver should never have gone into solar panels from the very beginning. But it did because it was so cheap. And it will keep going in because they keep the price so cheap. Anyway, get your physical silver now before everybody else in the world does. Again, India gold imports up 6.24% from a year ago. Silver imports jumped 254.75% for October. They're going to do the same thing, probably bigger. No, that's for November. October was gigantic, the largest ever, 60 million ounces. And then December, I don't know. Could we go 100 million ounces? Why not? You might have noticed all this stuff I've been talking about that has happened this year. Everything off the charts on the demand side. Everything. The price hasn't changed. Let's see Rustin Benham of the CFTC explain that one to investors. Why hasn't the price of silver changed when the whole world is gobbling up like it's going out of style? And they will continue. And China, this is an attack on the criminal banking cabal who tries to rig the price of silver. By China, by India, by Australia, by the BRICS nations, by everybody knows the way to destroy the United States of America is just buy silver. It won't destroy our country. It'll destroy our government and the criminal banksters that run it. And that's what we need to do. That's what I got for you. Go to roadtoroot.com. Oh, I posted a private road discussion about silver. At what price would you buy unobtainium? I will be buying silver at $1,000, $2,000 an ounce. I'll guarantee you I will. Because it'll still be moving up, trying to find its fair market value. And I like to buy things when they're low. Like right now, yeah, I'm buying all the silver I can. But I will be buying it $1,000, $2,000 if they're still rigging the price. It's amazing how it would happen. But yeah, it could go that high and then they could get another rig job. The United States of America has never fought fairly, especially since the invention of computers and derivatives to rig markets. Anyway, go check out the private road discussion. we are giving away one Veritasium token, at least for right now. These are going fast, so probably cut this off after this weekend. But with every private road membership, we're going to give you a free Veri token. Best token for the future. The potential of this token is unlimited for various reasons, mainly because of Reggie Middleton's patent. And if the United States wants to go onto a gold standard using crypto wallets as a form of disbursement, you walk around with your wallet, it ticks off a little gold in your vault. That's Reggie's technology. So they're going to have to get his okay after they treated him like shit. Very interesting times. Go check it out. This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.